Wrong one. Scuff stream already. What's up, everybody? I like pressing buttons, and I just press the wrong buttons whenever I feel. How are we doing today? We got a fun build. We have a fun build. We got Delphin and Joe Bullig in the chat. Captain Ladies Man. Rev 0, I believe. This is not the first time this board has been built. This is for a customer. I actually typed on this board in NorCal. It was a different build. But excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm drinking a Coke, so if I burp a lot, my apologies. Dixie Mac, the taste of deliciousness. So yeah, we're going to be shredding some stuff today. We're going to be making some cuts. Chewy for prez. Thank you. I wouldn't want that position. House too big. I don't want to live in a place where I walk down the hallway and then I have to go to work. Unless it was a small house, but too many people living in your house, right? Like, that's awkward. I don't want to talk about politics, but like, I don't want people standing outside my bedroom like while I sleep. That just seems strange. Anyway, yeah, we got a J-01 today. Pretty excited for it. Should be a good time. It's a challenging build. For those who don't know, it's kind of a strange and awkward gasket. Not awkward and strange, but it's just different. It's unique. The J-01 has it as an isolation mount, an isolation gasket. So it literally, the plate only touches gaskets. So, but quick shout out, I believe right now. So let's see. I think it's, yeah, right now. The Polycarbonate Bumper. So the bumper, we reviewed that like a year ago. A Polycarbonate Bumper is actually on sale like right now. There's only 50 units. So be sure, I'm going to see if I can get this invite link up. So the bumper is by Zap, John at Zap. Zap makes amazing cables. He made a great keyboard. So it's kind of an awesome board. I'd go check it out. Since there's only 50 units, I'd be quick on it. Quick to grab it. No, it's a really, really cool board. Tray mount. It's only got 4 posts, so it's going to be flexy if you like flexy. But if you're using a brass plate, it's not going to be that much of a difference, but it is going to have a more even feel to it than if you have those, especially that bottom post on the tray mount, 60%. Ooh, ugh. Not for me. That's why I love the Fiel. Don't have anymore, but like the Fiel, where it gives you the option, the Clippos give you the option to take out that bottom post. Like, please and thank you. So, but yeah, we got a cool build. It's got a carbon fiber plate. I haven't built a carbon fiber plate in a hot minute, but cool little plate, fixed plate for the most. Nope, completely fixed, which I appreciate. I even sent a message to the person and I was like, what layout do you want? And then I looked at the plate and I was like, never mind, I'm dumb. So, Kahada, what's up? Zap, there he is. Disco Crocodile, how's it going, man? Captain Ladies, man. I think I said hi, but what's up? So, yeah. Quick shout out to our sponsors and partners, Dixie Mac, Project Keyboards, SwitchMod.net, and Candy Keys, as well as our, and then our partners, Zap Cables. Like I said, run the bumper. Link is in the chat right now. 50 units, go quick. And then Smith & Rune and Type Beast as well. So I will give the longer version of that here in a little while. But yeah, so we've got on the docket, something I haven't built with in a hot minute are some Gatoron inks. So I can do this. You can kind of see if it focuses on my hand. There we go. Gatoron inks. Some of these pens are a little janky, but shipped in a bag. No biggie. We'll get it fixed up. Stock springs. Lubed with... what were they lubed with? I even have it in our description. Cristo 129. And then GPL 104 on the springs, so I can tell They're kind of lightly lubed. I like that. Gateron inks are already really, really smooth. So that, I think the feel of this board is going to be very smooth and a nice, good feel. And I think it's going to sound really good too. Hey, I'm still in class, so I can't hear you, but we'll be chilling the stream. Hell yeah, Cartoon 91. Also, get you that education. So, but yeah, we've got a fun build. It's going to be a minute. So it's going to sit back, relax, enjoy. Saturday classes, Ripski. You know, if it means that you only have to do like 2 things during the week, like if you're not working and you have classes like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, it's not that bad. But Cartoon 91 says they suck, so I'm sorry. Anyway, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. So we've got our, like I said, our PCB. Let's zoom in some. Sorry for the wobble, because this lens is stupid heavy. So this is the carbon fiber plate. It's very light. Not very flimsy. I'm not going to bend it in half or anything like that. PCB, strange looking PCB. It's not this. It's not. Do I have? I might have a. Do I have? Nope. My camera it makes it a little more blue than it actually is. It's a little more of like a faded blue. This looks a lot more on camera. It looks a lot more like royal blue. It's definitely more of like a desaturated blue. So more like aqua blue. So there you go. And let's get the board out. Ooh, I don't have the pen rail in here right now because I just don't want to mess with it until the very end. This is the J-01 with no plate in it, obviously. It does have a Jst Connector, which I will install here in a little bit. But there it is. I'll install that after the build. One of the gaskets is already in there. I've only got 2 screws in here right now just to hold it together. So very nice board. I'm gonna get it, polish it up before we finish it all up. And I've got a cool little key set I'm gonna pop on this bad boy too. So I'm excited for this build. It'll be a I think it'll be a chill little Saturday build. So whoop, wrong way. There we go. Sorry for the wobble. But we won't see that for a hot minute. So let me show you. These are the gaskets. So I talked to Jay. Shout outs to Langlandia and Jay and Apiary. I talked to all of them today. Just doing my research. You know, if you're building a board that you don't know or don't, you know, not 100% on, you just want to make sure you're doing it correctly, reach out. I've built many different boards, and if I am unsure on something, it's better to reach out than try and figure it out yourself, in my opinion, especially if you're doing it for someone else. You know, obviously try, but the way I thought it was no way, shape, or form how it was. But I watched Apiary stream last night, hit her up, asked for some tips and tricks, got to talk to Jay this morning, which is great because I never get to talk to Jay. Luke Mizeo, what's up, man? So, these are the isolation gaskets. So they go all the way around. So how this goes? Been a while. How are you? I'm good, man. How are you? It's been a week, but we're doing all right. So how this goes? I didn't have any glue. That was the one thing I was told to glue these 2 pieces together. I didn't have any glue, and I didn't really have time to go out and get glue. So I'm probably going to struggle with this a little bit, but we'll figure it out. The artisan keycap maker. Yes, I do remember you. It's like it has been a hot minute. So, but we're actually going to be removing this section, except for the holes. Just a cut right here and a cut right here, and then we're going to make a cut here and down here and down here. So this hole is the only one we're actually going to be getting rid of. And we're doing this because if you can see, let me zoom in a little bit more. So right here is where the enter key, this is the ANSI. So originally, most of these, you could not actually use the ANSI enter, you had to use the ISO. So the gasket, as of right now, is for the ISO enter. But if you peel it back, that's where the stab goes for your enter key. So I'm going to have to remove this whole section. When I was told that I would have to do this, I did get confirmation from the customer, so I'm not just hacking away. I was like, well, I'm not going to start destroying stuff before asking the person. I just like zooming really far in right before, apparently. So we're going to make those cuts, then start on some stabs. My only complaint so far is, not that I'm going to have a lot, is this. As you can see, the Jst Connector is large and in charge, making it hard to lay this flat. There's a lot of play here. And when I'm trying to align gaskets properly, that's going to be a challenge. So, let's find out. Let's get some chops going. So like I said, we're cutting under the circles so that because these are where the screws go in the keyboard. So this is where the screw holes are. So we're wanting to make sure this is still there so that it lines up properly. Not that it wouldn't line up, but it's going to be a lot easier. Static Age, how's it going, man? And yes, I do feel really awkward just taking scissors to a gasket, but and boom. We have successfully done surgery on the gaskets, and boom, they're gone. So now, I was told to do this side by Jay just because it might get in the way of the shift. But yeah, it was, it's as simple as that. Plus it's gaskets, and it might not be the most difficult. I am excited. Is that the same mounting gasket setup as the Kepler? No, it is not. The Kepler is the gaskets kind of go on the top and bottom. This actually goes in between the plate and the PCB. So, but before we even deal with gaskets, we have to get some stabilizers going. We've got some smoky, some gray, black, smoky gaskets. On here is a fixed plate. So we're doing just an enter. I messed that up. I got to get my split back. I say messed up. I got to get my caps, my keycaps. But we got enter, shift, and space bar accordingly. So I like to start prepping my builds by, are these changes for protos or will they be production units? So these aren't really. The gasket system for the new J-01 is completely different. I talked to Jay about it. Not completely different, but it is different. All right, let's get these screws out of the way. Slap the bears. Good afternoon, Scott Water. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the 1 month sub for 5 months, my guy. He explained it to me, but honestly, I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to repeat it. Not that I can't. I wouldn't be able to repeat it back to you as accurately as I would like. So there it is. I wouldn't want to say something incorrect and give out incorrect information. I know the Geek Hack thread, obviously, if you got one, congratulations. That buy is also done. But the other thing on this PCB that I find interesting is, come on, there it is. You got your reset button right on the top. So it is now a single gasket that sticks in place. Yeah, I know it's like a 3-piece, but it all comes together and all that. But yeah, like I said, it's I don't want to mess anything up. I'm sitting here going, what am I supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to be getting lube, which I am running quite low on my 205 grade 0. So, 205 grade 0 going on the stabs. Not the heaviest coating, but a decently heavy coating. These are heavier springs, so I can make them pretty darn smooth. And we'll get these in. How's everybody doing today? What are you guys up to on this fine Saturday afternoon? Are you playing games? You working on any keyboard stuff? What are we doing? I think I might finally get to lubing, filming my alpacas. There you go, man. Try a couple films. I'm not saying that everyone who's filmed or told you to film alpacas is wrong, but I enjoy my alpacas and I did not film them. And I still think they sound really good. Playing Let's Go Eevee with the 4-year-old. Hell yeah, dude. I couldn't get into that one. I don't know. I tried the game. It's a Switch game for those wondering. I couldn't really get into it. Also, it was like hyped as a multiplayer game, and my wife and I were really excited for it. And then we got it, and we were like, oh, it's one of those like, it's multiplayer, but it's definitely like the second player is just kind of following the first player. So it does work great with the little kids. Yeah, so like I said, you know, you're kind of, second player is just kind of following the first player. So if you have a little kid, sidekick co-op, that's actually the best way I've ever heard that described. So like multiplayer and like Stardew Valley does a really good job of being like, it's this person's farm, but this person can feel like they're doing pretty much everything. Where like multiplayer Animal Crossing, I felt could have been a little bit better. I think that there's some room for improvement there. As if you're not the owner of the island, you are kind of limited on what you can do. It's still enjoyable. It's still fun. You still get to kind of share stuff on the island. You can definitely help each other. But there are certain things about it that I just remember being like, this could have been done better. So, going to talk about some upcoming group buys. We got the surprise group buy that I'm very excited about. I might actually get in on for some keycaps. If you guys saw that Dixie is running DualShot SA due to White Wolf. Is that a PC Singa on your desk? Looks amazing. Yes, it is. Yes. That is my personal PC Singa. But yeah, SA DualShot looks sick. Definitely looks sick. I think that starts I think it starts tomorrow. Looks better than GMK. I think that just has to go with like SA aesthetically. I think kind of looks. It can make things look a little bit better because of the legends, but color-wise, we'll see. I am a fan of SA. I have SA Godspeed coming here in the next couple weeks, as I did not opt for boxes. I opted for bags. But they've got to sort everything. So it's probably going to be about 2 weeks. There we go. Those colored mods for DualShot SA look so nice. They do. IMO, it looks even better than... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I really like that they decided to do some of those multicolored mods, which I kind of feel like you have to get. And I really did enjoy the GMK. I didn't get it for me. I got it as a Christmas present to Osiris. GMK DualShot. I kind of said, do you want DualShot or do you want Olivia? And based on the pictures that I've seen, I think I think he is going to be much happier with dual shot. So, all right, let's see. Get this in here. So this week was challenging. So the kids came back to school for, you had in my job in my school district, you were able to choose between in-person and at-home learning, which is a nice, obviously a nice offer. You're not forced to show up, but it's created some challenges, because obviously there's lots of social distancing rules, and they very well should be in place like that. But it's just been it's been a fun week of getting used to. So I work in the special education department, and a lot of those kids strive off of doing the same thing, right? They need that schedule. When you change everything, it can start to really mess with them and mess with how they are able to handle everything, and just saying, hey, everything we've taught you the last couple of years, you need to forget, and we need to get you on this now. And so it's just challenging. Not to say it has not brought some really funny moments, but it's also, sometimes it can be difficult. And then a lot of times, anyone who has children or knows with children, keeping a mask on them can be a challenge. And I get it, man, because I'm not a big fan of wearing a mask for hours and hours and hours, but we got to do it. Got to do it. But just getting the space bar lubed up now. Yeah, I'm sure this is so hard for people that have children, work with children, have children. Yeah, I couldn't imagine having children right now and having to do this, and it's tough because, the decision was made, and it's you're in that big dichotomy of, do I send my kid, because a lot of parents, they just have to work. You can't, some workplaces, probably a lot of workplaces, can't just say, sorry, you can't bring your kid to work. And if you can't do your job 100%, because, it's like what if you're like in construction, or you work in a factory or something, and you can't bring your child to a construction site. But if that's your main source of income, and there's not like construction's one of those, you can't work from home in construction. So those kids need to go back because we need to be in school, but there's also it's a high risk putting that many people in a building. So Captain White Owl, yeah, have kids, can confirm it's been difficult at times. Dude, keep on keeping on. I am so thankful my job allows for flexible schedule and full work from home. Yeah, dude. Because I get it, man. There are just some jobs you can't do from home, and that makes sense. Now, there are definitely a lot of jobs that can and probably should be done from home, but, like I said, construction, plumbing, any sort of servicing job that's not computer-based or tech-based, you can't... I guess you could have someone walk someone through plumbing, but I just see that being a fucking nightmare. Oh my gosh, I can't keep one on either of my 2 or 4-year-old. They take off the tied ones down, trying to work with them, keeping in masks at home sometimes. Yeah, that's the best thing you can do. It's tough. I get it. So for now, we have that done, but we are not going to put it all away completely. Got to get that checked to make sure. Am I putting these? I'm putting these in the wrong way already. Off to a great start. So one thing I have noticed, although it does help with, you know, used to you get these, the screw ends or even the clip ends, and if there's more than one mounting spot, it can get a little tricky when attempting to get them securely in the hole. To the point where you've even had to, you even have to like put a toothpick in there and clip it to prevent it from sliding. But these Durox stabs, they're pretty wide, so you kind of have to like snap them in place. Our 5-year-old managed to keep her mask on both days of in-person school. Peer pressure sometimes has its advantages. Yeah. That's the other thing. Like, oh, the cool kids keep their masks on. But I was very excited to get this build. So this is one of those builds that, because there's just not many of them, obviously there are going to be a lot more now that he ran a public buy. But this is one of those boards that, nothing against Jay, I don't know if I would personally own one because the layout's not really my cup of tea. I did not get a J-02 because at the time money was just not I wouldn't have been able to afford it at the time. It is an expensive board, but a lot of design work went into it and prototyping and all that good stuff. So, you know, the man's got to get paid, and I respect that, but I was unable to afford it, so I did not go for one. I'll probably regret it, but, you know, it is what it is, right? But I'm glad that I'm getting a chance to build one, because I've always wanted to build one. I just didn't know if I would ever own one. And often, for most people, it's if you don't own it and you're not someone who builds keyboards for other people, then you might not get a chance to build one. So I'm very, very fortunate and very happy that I get to build one. That one, Brody, what's up, man? So we're going to kind of goofily do this at the moment. Just to get the spacing right. I can already start to smell solder, gents. There you go, man. Look. It's still there, bud. Delphin Solder Shrine. My guy. Already wiggling. Good start. Those gaskets are going to be fun. Yeah, dude. Totally. I did some research. Thank God the switches are going into the plate okay. Because that was my biggest fear. Is I was like, great. If these switches don't go into the plate nicely, it's going to take me 6 hours to build this keyboard. But we will persevere. We're going to struggle together. And by together, I mean you guys are going to watch me struggle through this. And that's a bent one. Got some bent pins. We'll fix that one later if we need to. That's why we always suggest... I don't know exactly how many switches were sent, but this is not the first time I have built a board for this person. He usually sends a handful extras. If you're ever buying a board and you want to know, typically a good rule of thumb is count how many switches you need. Order about 10% more. Is this the Rev 1? This is the Rev 1. Or sorry, Rev 0, I guess. This is the from the first run. We're already having a fun time. Get some caps on here. So we're testing the stabs. Always best to test your stabs before soldering anything. You just don't want to have to go back because it is I have to desolder. It's not rattly. It's a little loud, but not rattly. Good on stabs. So I may have to just take the plate off and start. I think that's what I'm going to do, because there's not really a necessity to have these in yet. I need to like put something under it. I wish I had. I need like some foam. Do I have any foam? Ready? Best to keep foam around. Any personal boards coming in the mail this year? So I should see the Godspeed 75 soon. Hopefully. I'm considering literally cutting a hole in this foam so it will lay flat, but I don't know how much I'm gonna have it up like this. Save your foam. Godspeed 75, and then I got a squid, so I will be expecting a squid. A squid 60, which is the board that I designed with Blind Assassin. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut a little piece, because if we ever get the Godspeed 75, eventually, man, you just have to believe. Believe. This is my foam, by the way. I'm just chopping out a chunk so this Jst connector can sit flush, so I can get this aligned properly. Look at that. Boom. Now it's flat. I've lost all faith. Man, think about this, all right? The M0110. That board took forever to get in my hands, only for me to sell it to a good friend of mine. But it will come. You've just got to believe. All right, so that's on. So the thing is, you're trying to get it to where the gasket kind of sits, so there's no touching of the plate and PCB. Yeah, the hype is kind of when you buy it. That's why I think in-stock buys are, you know, as much, I would love in-stock buys to go, but then it's like the hype never dies. You do get that like cool, like, heck yeah, I'm building mine, but then if like other people get it, you just get salty, because then you're like, why didn't I get one? And I'm like, I totally get that. Like, I understand completely. All right. So we got it laid out. It's a little, we're going to have to, like I said, I watched Apiary build it. Oop, already messing it up. So this tool is going to be my friend. Height builds back up when you get tracking. I think I said that already, but you know, I'm a little distracted, I'll be honest. I'm trying to make sure this thing goes well. There we go. Push these in, so this, in theory, should all move. Yep. Part of me wants to just like tape this, and once I get it in place, just tape it. Like get some of these switches in and just tape it up. Never would have imagined there being a time where turnaround for group buys are faster than key sets. Yep. Well, SA used to be the one that took forever. Like, whenever I was first in the hobby, SA was the one that took a year. Because I remember when right around, that was a little after the time I joined, once I really started getting into the hobby, I remember seeing SA Vile Bloom go up for group buy. And I was like, that looks sick. And then it literally was like, shipping time estimated literally the following year. And I was like, I don't want to wait a year for something. And I'm pretty sure I bought the M0110 pretty quickly after that. So what do I know? Whoop. Let's go, because I feel like this is one of those, I could be completely wrong and just hopelessly screwed on this, but I feel like this is one of those, once you get a couple switches in, it starts getting a lot easier. Now it's GMK's turn to be a year. Yeah, dude. GMK Terra, not coming anytime soon. No one to blame but GMK. But, you know, take your time, because I don't want to receive a kit that's janked up. I do think GMK's quality control could use a small kick in the pants. Few more switches to prevent that. So the issue that I'm currently running into is I keep pushing the plate down and it unlocks itself from the switches, thus making it more difficult to keep everything nice and aligned. I see DSA trending in late 2020. I mean, that's SP, but hey, at least in my house, hell yeah, dude. Get yourself a bumper. John, are there still spots for the bumper? Do we still got spots for the bumper? How are we doing on the bumper? Moving slow because no one knows about it. Well, guys, we're not streaming to a huge number of people. The bumper. Throw that link in the chat. Mr. Z, actually, is this up? Still in. Join that Discord. Check out Polycarbonate Bumper. Check it out, guys. Solid 60% board. You will not be upset by it. So once, I'm just getting a few more of these in so we can kind of, I can be happy about where everything's aligned. Then we'll start soldering a few. And then just hopefully not cry. There we go. I don't care for their profile, but I'm not sure. I'm sure some people will be very happy with. Yeah, DSA XMESG. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of DSA, but it's very polarizing. It's very much like the you either love it or you don't. Oh, that was plugged in, so we'll put some switches there too. Putting lots of anchor switches in, but the more switches we have in place, the more it will be able to be prevented. As this gasket just popped all the way down. So, I guess the next thing to add on the old list of items a keyboard builder might need is a glue stick. Because straight from the man himself, Jay, told me to use a glue stick for these gaskets. And I did not, because I did not have a glue stick lying around, nor did I have the time to run out and get one. I'm about to find out how the TEX ADA keycaps are come Monday. They seem similar to DSA. I did not like XDA, but that was more so that they were flat and less that they were uniform. Yeah, XDA is like really flat. It's almost typing on a flat surface. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Honestly, some tweezers are your best friend when it comes to keyboard builds. You can do so much. They come in handy so often. Straightening out pins, adjusting plates, adjusting stabs. If you ever have a stab pop out, you can kind of get up under the PCB and pop it back in. Don't know why this one doesn't want to go in, but try another. If at first you do not succeed. So guys, what are some keycap sets that you guys are looking forward to? What is something, maybe an interest check, maybe a group buy coming up? What are you getting this month? What shakes your fancy? GMK Rainy Day, hoping it actually launches next month so I have money for it. GMK 2 for rainy days. Whew. Getting rainy in here. So we're going to pop that in. MT3 2048 and SNES. There you go. Cat Space Dust. Hell yeah. Honestly, I don't know what Space Dust is, but I do know MT3 2048. I'm not a fan of MT3, but I do like 2048. And Bessa.
Mexo Horn.
My God, 5 months. Thank you. Huge shout out. Thank you, sir. Someone link me Cat Space Dust. Noir is a buy for me when it's live. So yeah, that goes live next month. See what we're looking here. Oh yeah, I've seen this. I like that spacebar. I would get it just for the spacebar. Can you just buy the spacebar? Oh shit. Some of these are actually pretty lit. The gradient sets? Fuck, dude. This is lit. Alright. Noir is so lit. I enjoy Noir. But Apiary, come on. Give me some icon mods. Or at least some icon plus text. That was the only thing. But no, that's the colorway is going to be great. We need more simple sets. We need that those simple sets really do wonders for keyboards to give it a good elegant look. The more you look, the doper it gets. Absolutely. Well, how about the bumper? Who's buying one of those? Everyone should be buying a bumper. And by the way, that's like I used the bumper for a while and loved it. I'm not making any money off of saying anything about the bumper. Like we're partnered with John, but like I just think it's a great board. It's a great 60%. It's not the greatest 60% I've ever typed on, but you're not going to be unhappy with it. I loved watching the designer of Cat Space Dust work with the community and iterate the design. It turned out to be great in the end. We will send Chewy an Aaron Rodgers hat. So buy the bumper so that I can get an Aaron Rodgers hat. Be the official hat of Chewy streams. I do need to get an Aaron Rodgers Funko. I have a Clay Matthews Funko. Like, wait, I don't know if you can see it. Here, let's switch real quick. I don't know if you can see it. No, it's like, so there's another shelf right here, and it's a third row of shelves for Funkos, and I have a little Clay Matthews guy up there, but he doesn't even play for anyone right now. He's a free agent. Will, but how you doing, man? I want to get you on the show, but you know the whole living on the other side of the planet thing makes it difficult sometimes. Ooh, idea. We should start like every now and then do like a change up stream where we do a build like in the week and then we go do like a Saturday at 2 interview so that we can get people on other sides of the planet. Because Wilbur guys, I work from home now, so maybe more likely. Hell yeah, dude. Wilbur is lit. I'll be honest. So one, he already makes like the best PCBs. He makes amazing PCBs. But on top of that, he's just a nice dude. Super. I've worked with him a couple times with other people in regards to PCBs and via and just a nice guy overall. So I think we're good, but at this point I'm almost like, because I know that's gonna fall. I can tape it. I'm gonna tape it. I think that's the best way to do it. Because I can remove the tape. And that should alleviate, but I think the alignment of the internal one, which is the one I'm more worried about, is as aligned as it's going to get. And it's only off. It's off by a little bit, but that's not enough that I'm worried about. Cat Slurp is pretty cool. I haven't seen Cat Slurp. So we're just going to take some regular old glossy finish transparent tape by Pen Plus Gear, not sponsored. And we're going to get rid of this piece that has a beard hair on it. Cat Slurp. Slurp, slurp, slurp. Oh. get this. Is this a song that like finishes, but then there's like 6 minutes at the end? Yep. So there's that. Is that based from Slurm of Futurama? That's my guess. Slurms McKenzie, I think. Boy howdy, I will look up in just a second. Was it that one, Brody? Thank you for the follow. It is based from that. Hell yeah, dude. Slurms McKenzie risked his life to save the world. I think that's gonna work. We're gonna slide this around. We're just trying to keep this together. I'm not, obviously this is not a permanent fix. If Jay says glue them together and you have glue and then like stick glue. Nope, messed it up. But I don't even know, like, you know, when I got told glue, I was like, I don't even know if there's enough time to get it to... I know glue is pretty quick to dry, but... Nope, still not wanting to work with me. There we go. All right, I think that's good. Gotta lower these in some. All right, let's check some pins. All right, so we're gonna get some of these soldered in. Hello, everybody. Wasabi Future, how's it going? Big Brain, is this the one? Yep, no, the Slurms is hello. And then First Garden, how's it going as well? All right, let's move you over here. About to knock my drink over. So, for those just joining, we've got the gasket. If it looks like I taped the gaskets together, it's because I did. Just to get them to stay in the right place that I want them to. So, not the end-all be-all fix. Jay from Top Clack, the designer of this board, told me to glue them with a glue stick. I did not have glue, but that will be something I will be throwing in the old keyboard drawer. Ate a big ass lunch, about to take a nap. Hell yeah, dude. What'd you eat? Walk me through it. Be my stomach, because my stomach is trying to kill me. All right. So, Delphin, where you at, bud? So, for those wondering, right here, bro. My guy. Love you, bud. So, for those wondering, emergency meeting. Hell yeah, dude. Guys, if you're not playing Among Us, play Among Us. It's like $5 and it's so worth it. Like, holy shit. So, yeah, play Among Us. But anyway, I solder at 660 degrees. Why? Because I was going to do 650, and then I forgot how to reset the Hako, and I haven't looked it up, and it hasn't been a problem since. So, 650 degrees Fahrenheit, not Celsius, or I'd be melting my PCB. I use Kester solder. The links can be found. We need to update because we've got some things in there that I don't personally use anymore. But we've been talking about making a, like, hey, you want to build keyboards? Here's what you need. Glue sticks, apparently. Found using high temps made the solder react weird. Yeah, I imagine. You will get a little bit of flux. Like, here's the issue. It's kind of a damned if I do, damned if you don't, right? Because if it's not hot enough, then you're putting too much heat on the PCB for too long of a time. Thank you, Delphin. But if you do it too hot, then it might literally, like, you might burn your PCB as well, but it will also cause flux to go everywhere, which flux is not the worst thing, like, by the way. Like, flux is not... People have flux on their PCBs. It's just going to happen. You can clean it up by just scraping it off, but it's something that's bound to happen. Because you're literally melting metal. So think about whenever you are soldering something, just remember you're literally heating something up to melt it. So gotta hit that wire first. Almost forgot. Almost. You know what I also forgot? My fan. Boom. If you build a lot, get one of these. Battery powered. If you have, luscious locks. Blows in the wind. You got your biggest fans right here. Hell yeah, dude. Oof. Super. I got this for Christmas from my wife. Who I think is going to be maybe making something. If you hit !! food, her Instagram's there. She likes to bake for my build streams. We'll have to get her maybe next week. We'll make something and bring it over to Osiris during his build, because I feel bad that, like, I get these awesome desserts and these awesome little treats, and then Osiris doesn't, and I'm like, gotta hook you up, bro. Hook you up. Give you a delayed birthday cake or something. Nope, that's not in all the way. Slappity bass. Who's that? Delphin gifting 4 subs. Thank you very much. Welcome, all my new sub guys. I'm gonna desolder this real quick. Just gonna double check. For those wondering, I don't even know Weller. This is fine. If you're getting a hand pump, I highly, highly recommend the SS13 or whatever, the gray one with the red tip. I had one, but it broke. Osiris and I share a desolder gun, but you don't really need SSO2. Thank you. You don't really need to pull out the desolder gun for, like, a quick fix. So this is fine. I wouldn't recommend it for, like, doing entire builds, especially because it's literally like, it's literally like melting. But for just if you just need the 1 or 2 switches just to pop off real quick, this works fine. It's like $10. But if you're getting something and you need to desolder a lot, the SS02 is hands down the best hand pump that I've used. Just don't break it. And by break it, I mean I accidentally, literally, I put my thumb on the trigger and I didn't push down straight, and I just like broke it in half. I was like, cool. So. Just making sure some of these switches did not get in all the way. There we go. Easy peasy. Generally being an engineer, SS01, the plastic blue. Yes, absolutely. Like, hands down, that one's so much better than that one. But if you're like, I want to get a desolder gun and I don't want to spend the $35 on the gray one, something like that plastic blue one will be fine for the quick little fixes. But if you're already buying a desolder gun, you're probably not like super strapped for cash, so then yeah, just get the engineer one. The only reason I have not rebought the engineer one, and the only reason I have this one, is because I really needed to desolder a build quickly, and the engineer one was out of stock, and this was the one that was right there. So love the camera lens in the background, and your background popping in for the first time. Gerald, Juby, thank you, man. Love the camera. I don't know which camera lens, but this is a 16mm Sigma for Sony on an A6000. This is an 18-105 f4 Sony lens for the A6400. It's kind of the jack of all trades, master of none lens. But I really enjoy it. This is what I take pictures at work a lot, and that's what I bring, and it does everything that I need to do. But it's my only non-prime lens too, so it's really nice. Gerald Juby, thank you for the follow. Also, Lang, welcome. And Morvin Mad, sup deeds. I like the SS01 too, but the blue ones aren't. Yeah, they're not, like I said, they're not bad. It's not something, if someone's going, I want to buy a desolder pump, and I'm going to recommend the engineer. But if someone's like, I'm buying all this stuff and I really can't afford the extra $20, I'm going to send them to the Weller one, because it works fine. Also, Osiris is here, our fearless co-leader. I guess he's the fearless leader. I'm the deathly afraid leader. I don't know. Got another bent pin. We'll get that fixed here in a minute. Obirus. I love it. Or is that an S? No, it's a B. So, and Langlandia, which, once again, shout out to Langlandia. You know, as I was saying at the beginning of the stream, this is not the board I would send beginners to. This is has a lot more moving parts, literally moving parts. If you are unsure, if you are, you know, maybe you just need a second opinion or want to talk to someone who's built one before, ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Like, it's not like I've built mini boards and I hit up Jay, I hit up Apiary, I hit up Langlandia. Well, really I hit up Lang because I hit up Lang anytime my life is in any way, shape, or form. Like Lang, what do I do? But but no, I hit up Jay. I hit up Jay first and was like, hey, I just want to chat. And we chatted and he talked to me about gluing and snipping and doing like it's funny. Like I feel this to be very true. So like with the Baka, you know, the J-01, that's his tool, right? It's his bait. He made it. So like the Baka, like I'm pretty rough on my Baka, as you can fucking see. I don't treat it like it's this super nice, like, I mean, it's very nice, but I don't treat it like it's this delicate thing. Like it's a keyboard. I know Cyrus feels the same way about this. It's like the worker's man keyboard. Like it's meant to be, you know, slid around your desk. It's like, you know, I've dropped crap on it. There's nicks on it and let's see if I can. Yep, there's a little nick right there from dropping stuff on it. It's meant to be used, and so, you know, I'm like, oh, throw some tape in there to help kind of deafen some of the sound. Like, it'll really help and all that stuff. And with J-01, you know, I was asking Jay, and he's like, oh, yeah, just cut the gaskets there, like, just glue this stuff. And I'm like, oh, but and it's for me, it's like, oh, it's for a customer. But I'm like, that's the, like, I don't see this as this super high quality thing. Not that you don't value it, but it's like, I don't see this as the super high quality thing. I see this as the tool that I designed to be for what it is. So, and Grindbox, of course, I want to hear some drama. But like, that makes complete sense to me of like, yeah, like that's why he's like, yeah, just glue it and cut it. I did, you know, and I hit up the customer. I was like, is this okay? Because if you're not okay with this, I cannot proceed with the build and we'll have to build something else. But Grind, let's hear some drama. Let's get some popcorn. Guys, think about having a J-01 with Ink Black's sick board. It'd be nice. GMK B single caps were made in the wrong row. Advertised row 4, but they arrived row 1. Oh, you hate to see it. Ooh, does that mean I got early in on that? Because I received the wrong row B cap. I've got my R1 B sitting on my desk, and it's just depressing. I have like a R2 for grain. That is unfortunate, man. That's so embarrassing. Fucking embarrassing. No, like that. I wonder who messed that up. Like, I wonder if that was a typo, or if that Murbered. I wonder if that was a typo, or if that was like GMK legitimately just screwed up. Because like, you're making. I feel like if you're going to make something that's like all in the same row, like all the same key, basically, you'd think that there'd be like, let's check like 2 or 3 times. Make sure we got the right thing. But unfortunate. Apparently it was a miscommunication in the chain of designer to vendor to GMK. Unfortunate. Unfortunate spaceman. Maybe that means brie caps. That just, yeah, that what grinds my gears, what gets me annoyed about that is like, if it's one cap, I understand if like a novelty was in the wrong row, like, and there's like 10 novelties and they're all different rows and shit like that. Like, I understand if the, that where it's like, okay, that just kind of got me. If you're making like 1,000 caps, or I don't know how many caps they sold, but if you're making like 1,000 caps, like, double check. But I guess at that point it's like, if it, at that point, who are you blaming, right? Because then it's kind of like, well, what if the vendor legitimately sent the wrong thing? Which GMK said is this? GMK B with a red square. Which, I'll be honest, I don't even get the reference. And at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. Oh. All right. Got some bent cap, or bent pins. More bent pins, man. Blood type, got it. Noted. Noted, grind. Thank you for the clarification, because I always saw it and I was just like, oh, okay. But I did not get in on it. But I feel bad for the people that did. And that's one of those things where, if you're expecting... I guess it's, the GMK, I'm sure they'll fix it. I don't know what vendor ran it. I am sure it is fixable. I'm sure it's already in the process of getting fixed. But it's kind of one of those like, now you get two. Now you get an escape key and a B key. So, all right. So we need to take out. No, I need to solder that one, and then I need to solder that one. So let's solder these. Hopefully, if they don't fix it, that would be really shitty. But then once again, that kind of goes to the like, if the vendor, who is the vendor? Because if the vendor sent the wrong thing, then the vendor needs to pay for it. And if GMK has proof that the vendor screwed it up, then the GMK just sends them and go, this is what you ordered. And then at that point, if, GMK, I'm sure, is not constantly scoping around saying, like GMK is not looking at the interest check and double checking their sources. They are just reading what the order form says. And by no means do they have to do anything otherwise. So... I was there during the discussion. It seems like both the designer and vendor approved R1 instead of asking for R4. Ooh! That's unfortunate. Unfortunate spaceman. So this is on them, not GMK. Yeah, that's what I figured, because I'm like, I feel like if you're making 1,000 caps, or 10,000 caps, or whatever, and it's one profile... there's got to be these checks that are happening. So whatever is sent to them, they're going to look at the order form and go, okay, like, sounds good. Like, this is what we're going to do. And so I don't see that big of a mess up happening. Now, granted, I know there was the whole alter thing. I still don't really know what that was. But that means that the vendor sent it, which means... GMK doesn't owe shit to them. They said, hey, here's the order form. We fulfilled it. The vendor needs to go through and go, hey, and at that point, the person taking the money is the person that owes the money. So the designer can design something, and then, but the person taking the money is the person who's going to get blamed. Now, sadly, how the keyboard world works is a lot of designers get blamed for any issue. But yeah, it's still unfortunate. Hopefully things get fixed, because I know a lot of people were like super stoked on everything on this. Like, I know people really wanted these caps. So I'm hoping it gets fixed, just in the sense that the people get what they want. But man, unfortunate. Not a huge ROI on key sets either. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what. It's like, where do you go from there at that point? So, all right. So 1, enter, and bottom arrow. Deskhero.ca is the one who did it. Or was it enter? I guess it was enter. Nope. What am I looking at? What did I miss? Oh, I'm done. It's caps lock. Whoops. Which set are you guys talking about? The B cap. The B cap. All right. Unbending some pins. And then we kind of will be full steam ahead. I'm still, we're still kind of approaching with caution with these gaskets. But the tape, I will say the tape really helped. Removing it, hopefully, will be quite easy. I don't see it being a problem removing it. But, gotta be careful. So, and Choman, how's it going, man? All my friends that I lied through my teeth to, welcome. So now we got most of the switches in, most of the switches soldered from the first chunk. We're going to get the rest of these out. Like I said, these are Gateron inks. I haven't even used a board with inks in a long time, especially black inks. And stock, these are still some of the best stock switches you can get for linears, I feel like. I feel like a lot of the JWKs are great. No, I haven't tried the H1s, and I haven't tried the H1s stock, but I know that a lot of people do enjoy them stock, but I know a lot of JWK benefit from, lubing and filming, but inks I always felt were pretty all right. It's kind of like Gateron makes Zeals, and I've always said Zeals are, if you're looking for something just fresh out of the box that you can just open up out of your Ziploc bag from Zeal and pop them in a case, you're not going to be super disappointed. The people that are, one kind of joke in here, by the way, how long have you been using Glorious Model O mouse? Was using one of those before I switched to the Final Mouse Cape Town. Loved it. This is a Model D because I like the ergonomics of it. But I really enjoy it. I don't remember when I got it. I was on the Logitech G403 and then the 703, and both of those crapped out on me. And I was looking for a highly rated, cheap mouse. And the Model D was both highly rated and inexpensive. So, I really enjoy it. I think I've been on it for maybe 6 months. I don't remember. I think I don't know if it happened around. I don't know. I can go back and just start looking at build streams, I guess. But I really enjoy it. I think it's super comfy. To me, the whole weight thing, I don't care. You're going to get used to it, right? It's like, oh, when you go back to your heavy one, it's going to feel sluggish. Like, yeah, because you get used to it. If you go from a skinny wallet to a thicker wallet, it's going to feel goofy. If you go to using heavy cutlery every day to plastic forks and knives, it's going to feel cheap, or vice versa. If you're typing on heavy springs and then you switch to a keyboard with super light springs, you're not going to like it. So it's kind of one of those, like, I don't care about the weight. That doesn't have any effect on my buying choice. It was the fact that it was highly rated. A lot of people really liked it. Quakems and I have similar keyboard preferences and similar preferences on a lot of things, and he has one, as well as, I want to say, my buddy Kinnick. And they were like, yep, we love them. And I was like, sounds good, sold. So I bought it. And I don't care for the only thing I'm picky about is I like ergonomic shape mouse. I don't like ambidextrous mice, whatever. I don't like an ambidextrous mouse. There's a sentence. If I see one mouse that's using both hands equally, ugh, fuck that. Why are you being a turd? The only thing I know about Final Mouse is that apparently they break easily. So, that's all I know. According to my friends that own one, they are not the best built and they are expensive. So I'm like, I just want something that is inexpensive, because the G703 or whatever was like $90 and it broke in like 6 months and I was super pissed. And while I don't expect mice to break every 6 months, if I am breaking a mouse, when are you going to pick up Deep Rock Galactic? Man, I'm trying to buy a new desk. Plus, I just bought Among Us, right? I'll get to it. I'll get around to it. I don't even know what it is, but I trust you. But typically I try and buy things, for the most part I will try and buy things that I will spend a little extra money if I get longevity, like a lot of like kitchen appliances, knives, utensils, all that stuff. Those are things that I'm going to be happy to spend a little extra money if the difference between a $40 tool versus a $10 tool is that the $40 tool has a lifetime warranty and it's really great. And I was like, cool, then I buy it and I never have to worry about it. Space Dwarf Mining Simulator. I don't know how to feel about that, but okay. Do I not have enough switches? I am like short one, which means that one of them is hanging out somewhere. I also have some inks in there that I'll just throw in like the escape or something. Yo, recently built my first key. I lubed, clipped, and band-aid modded my stabs with Teflon and dielectric grease, and yet my spacebar still is super rattly. The stabs were really bad clip-ins, so I ordered some GMK screw-ins. Will those eliminate the rattle? Those will do. You will do better with those. Still want to... You're still going to want to lube them more. I honestly, if you can find yourself some 205 grade 0, I would get yourself some 205 grade 0. But hold on. There we go. Got that. Just need to find my missing switch, which I will in just a second. But oh, never mind. Found it. The long search is over. Yeah, screw-ins are going to be a little bit less rattly. Clip-ins are just kind of can be rough. At times, clip-ins are just not. Like, I've used them, and they're fine if you're able. But one, Band-Aid modding is not going to help with rattle. All that's going to do is maybe eliminate some noise, but not really. Dielectric grease is probably going to be the best for the rattle because it's really thick, but dielectric grease does get... I have found that it degrades with dust over time a lot quicker. So just be warned about that. But if you can get 205 grade 0 is what I've been using. I'm probably going to switch to 206 grade 2 soon because I really like that. But yeah, other than that, you know, just keep trying. You said it's your first one. Just keep trying. You're not, you know, if you have to rebuild it, I would get if it's a hot swap board, you know, just try again, try again, try again, try again. Do it. If you don't like it, clean it, try again. Like, you have a lot of dielectric grease, I am sure. Just keep trying. It took me 10 to 15 to 20 builds before I started confidently being happy with my stabs. So, what's the build above? This is a Singa V1 with Holy Pandas, brass plate, lube 3204. I built this during our 24-hour stream. Modern Dolch. We got an albumin, a jam, and a Ambassador from Prime Caps and Sodi Caps and CYO Caps, respectively. This is one of my best sounding keyboards. I love the sound of this board so much. It was built for sound, really. I mean, it's Holy Panda, so I like the feel, but like it was built for the sound. I wanted that. Oh, that's why I built it. As my buddy Colt would say, I wanted my space bar to sound offensive. I wanted to piss some people off. Let's get this next song. Samurai's Call. Man, not feeling it. Let's scramble it up. Heart Peace. All right. I'm going to finish up soldering and start the fun part of getting all this in the keyboard and not looking janky and properly placed. So, never had a gasket mount board. How is it? Okay, gasket mounts. The feel is just I own. My wife owns one and I own one. The feel is both my wife and I have brass plates on mine, so the feel's stiff because it's a brass plate, so it's stiff. To me, it's the sound. It's very even sounding. It's very full sounding. I have a Keycolt 160, and it just sounds great. It sounds like every part of this board sounds so good. Barum, I'm doing great, man. Sachin, thank you. The feel, like I was talking with Langlandia, there's not, you know, this has a spring leaf plate. Cafe does look great on this Keycolt. And you can kind of, you can't really tell the flex until you get to the space bar, but I'm never hitting my keyboard. It's, you really have to push down, and I'm not like pushing down that hard. The KBD light version, have you seen it? Gasket. Are you talking about the Polaris? So, Gasket, to me, it's great. It's great with sound. It's isolating a lot of that ping you get to make it where you're just hearing the switch and the plate, which I really appreciate and really like, because a lot of these, like I said earlier, a lot of the boards I have, they're not really meant for feel. They're meant for sound. Luckily, with that one, the reason I chose... Can I send a link? Yeah, go for it. I'm not going to open it like and be visible, but I'll open it off to the side. KBD. Oh, is this the? Yeah, I've seen that. This is cool. So it's a KB. It's basically the Rev 3 KBD 67. It looks to be injection molded. ABS plastic material with gaskets. Yeah, I think that's going to be a solid buy. If you can get your hands on one, I don't think you're going to be upset. $99 is nothing, right? I mean, for that board, probably. And if you get it and you absolutely hate it because this hobby is the way it is, you'll probably make that money back, if not more. If it wasn't a 65%, I would even get one, but I don't buy 65% keyboards. I'm also not really looking for a keyboard. The Iron 180 definitely has my attention, but it's going to be hard to get. But I also don't know. I don't know how many more boards I need. I posted a picture on my Instagram, not my Instagram, our Instagram, X on Deck, the other day, and I'm slowly posting my collection pics of my top 5. I say top 5. I only have 6 right now. But my 5 main boards that I use all the time. And honestly, I'm happy. Like, I've got the Godspeed coming in. Eventually that will get here. So, can I get your opinions on this board? I'm considering getting it in purple to match with GMK Mecha. Just want to hear your opinion. Phase Studio Titan 65. That is a beefy bass. I mean, it looks cool. It's a 65%, and like, I very much do not care for 65%. It looks kind of like a cookie cutter 65%. I don't know. I can't tell by any of these pictures what mounting style it is. If it's top mounted, I'm sure it's a fine board. Seamless design, which is nice. It's going to aesthetically be pleasing. I don't see anything. I like the left-sided USB port. I don't see anything wrong with this board, but there's also nothing about this board that's making me like, it's not really catching my eye. So that is my honest opinion. It is top mount with gasket, noted. If it's gasket, then boom, there's something to catch my eye. But once again, 65%, I would not personally buy it. But gasket mount 65% is the hype thing to do this year. Thanks to the Romeo, I am stuck on a 40s kick now. I tried to swap back to my 75% and it felt so foreign, lol. Yeah, LMAO, it's prototype. I think you can pick between brass and alu. Nice. But I do really, you know, I love the sound of gaskets, and I was very, you know, like, oh, do gaskets really make that huge of a difference? And, you know, I was skeptical, and I really liked the way that the Bauer sounded, and I really liked the way that Osiris's Iron 165 sounded, and I was like, okay, I really like it. And then, but when I finally got one for myself, you know, I had to play the, like, you know, I was almost wanting it to fail so I wouldn't like it, but I was like, okay, I get this, I get it. Now it's a key Colt, so I was expecting very solid quality. I got very solid quality. I am very happy with my key Colt. I think it's a fantastic board and wouldn't get rid of it for the world. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm sure I have a price, but I think my price would be pay for a completely custom key Colt. So I guess it's a trade. It's like, you pay, if you want this one so bad, then you pay for a new one for me. But then they would just buy their own. But some people, they want their stuff and they want it now. And I kind of get that. I mean, like, I am very impatient with, so I work at a job where I have to be extremely patient. I have to, you know, I have to do things that will test my patience all day long. My job, in regards to, you know, I have to be able to teach, but I'm having to teach like first grade level stuff. So it's not like anything super duper difficult in the sense of like I need to know all this knowledge. It's more of like, this is, you kind of have to be patient and understand how to work with kids that have certain learning disabilities. So tweaking that, and that just comes with experience. It's hard to teach that. It's, you know, it's a lot of people with most jobs will say, you know, experience is going to be the best thing, right? It's not going to be It's not going to be something you can teach. It's just something you have to experience over and over and over. And then with keyboards, I have to be patient with builds. I have to be patient with group buys and all that stuff. So when something from Amazon is like a day late, just fucking triggers me. I'm like, this is the one thing that's supposed to be on time. And I get fucking livid. And I feel so bad for my wife because I get really annoying and really like complainy. And she's like, it's literally been like 12 hours. Calm down. So getting the solder finished up here. And then I think after the solder job, I'm going to install the Jst Connector into the board, get that in and secured before I have to worry about these gaskets again. And let's see, I think I got a few more, but and missed like 7. So hey, there you go. But can I say I missed them if I'm still in the process of soldering? I am very much, I know typically most build streams I drop something and I forget a switch to solder, or I put something up before I am done with it. So let's hope I can just go without doing all 3 of those. All right. That one I think has a bent pin, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fix it. Let's see. So what is everyone up to this evening? Also, how many hours does Mr. Teja have left? I saw he was doing a subathon and he was like at 20 hours and had 8 to go. Tay's looking down the barrel of a 33-hour stream. I don't envy that. Good luck, sir. Five hours as we speak. Good God. Good luck, man. Someone is also watching his stream. Tell him Chewy from Mex on Deck says, good luck. Just give him the old good luck. Because we've done 24 and an unfortunate 22-hour stream. We've thought about doing, I don't, personally, a 24-hour stream is not in my realm of thought at the moment because that last 24-hour stream was very difficult for me for other reasons other than being tired. What the hell happened there? Jesus. So it's just, Cyrus hasn't even brought it up. It's not to say we'll never do one again, but I just don't have any plans at the moment of doing one. But if we do one again, it'll be interesting because the one thing we've tossed around the idea of is doing a 48-hour stream where we take turns doing 12-hour streams, which I think would be fun. And 48-hour stream would be insane. Some might call it cheating, and yeah, you're probably right. But there's also 2 of us. I'm lubing switches for a build tomorrow, doing my first commission, KBD 19X. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. That's the one board I would love to build. I would love to build a KBD 19X. I'm just checking. Solder, missed 1. Before I put it up, missed 2. Because this is one of those builds, and I guess that is why, you know, I talked about it being a little strange that the reset switch is on the front, but it's so you don't have to fucking take the whole goddamn keyboard apart. And I get that. I appreciate that thought process. So, Jay, thank you. It's like you thought of this. Let's see. I think we're wrapped up. Let's get this guy out. But I am not going to turn off that solder yet. Nope, other way. How are we putting this in, boys and girls? There we go. I think this is it. Let's try the other way. All right. There's the drop something. Drop the fan. Sort of. I just more knocked it over, but still. If you need a cable, check out Zap Cables. You know, while I do this, go to switchmod.net/mechsondeck, pick up a GMK Beta, designed in part by Mr. Heinebush and Krellbit himself of SwitchMod. You can head over there, pick that up. That 4% is not going to work on group buys. It is going to work on other in-stock items. You can head over. Let me get this turned around. To mechsondeck.project.link. They're running GMK Noir next month, so be sure to keep an eye on that, as well as extras and pre-orders for other key sets are running, so be sure to keep an eye on that. Excuse me, my apologies. You can go to mechsondeck.dixiemech.com to check out SA Dual Shot coming up very soon. And by very soon, I mean like tomorrow. So it had to get moved forward due to some scheduling conflicts with another set. But we got it. They got it all figured out. SA Dual Shot. So we are soldered and good to go. And head on over. So SA Dual Shot running the next month. So it's going to go into, I think it's October 14th is when it ends. So plenty of time to go grab that. Next up, you can go to candykeys.com/mechsondeck to pick up. Here, I need to, you know what, we're subbing him out because we're on Type-C. And I need a Type-C keyboard. So we'll whip this guy out for now. I need that exclamation point. Sponsors. So you can go to candykeys.com/mechsondeck. Pick up GMK, Yuru, as well as Cat Mizu. Both amazing sets. So be sure to go check those out. Use that code. Helps us out. Helps us continue to run the stream. And so those are our amazing sponsors. And then our awesome partners. You can go to Zap Cables to pick up an amazing cable like the one that you see right here. You can also check out the bumper if you join their Discord, which I think think is still, yep. I don't know if there are any spots left, but go see if you can get yourself a polycarbonate bumper. There are only, like I said, there are only 50 spots. You can check out typebea.st for Type Beast's newsletter. He writes an amazing newsletter about the hobby, about keyboards, all that stuff. And then last but not least, Smith and Rune. Go to smithrune.com, pick up. They got cool sweatpants. They got cool shirts. You might not look as good as Mr. Luke Barron in the muscle tee shirts, but you can sure as hell look good wearing them regardless. So be sure to check all that stuff out. Let's move this. And actually, I think I'm going to take a quick stretch break. It's been 2 hours, and I have not stood up. So I'm going to get some blood moving back into my legs and clean up the area. So I will be back in just a short minute. Thank you for sticking with. What is up? I am back. I have hit my desk in a weird way. Hold on. There we go. I think I just messed my desk mat up. In regards to spacing, so let's get that up. So by the way, guys, Bingsu desk mats look amazing. I got 2 of them and they're both amazing. So like I said, I already got the gasket in there. So we are going to pop this bad boy open, take the top piece away, pull some tape off of some gaskets. This is the only piece I need right now, though. As we are installing the USB port side of the Jst Connector, which is a very easy thing to do. If you see something like this, by no means should you panic. It is arguably the easiest part of the keyboard build. It looks confusing, but super easy. It's just 4 screws and you screw it in. So simple. All right. What are we looking here? Ooh, babies. If you're looking to build a board, I would highly suggest honestly, a NAND set. That's not the right one. It's just a good thing to have in general for all your tiny little trinkets and stuff. And my ears are ringing for no reason. One thing that, now I'm not a big fan of center mounted. I like the left side USBs simply because my ears are still just ringing like crazy. I like when the cable kind of lays across the top, and then like people who get, you want to get coiled cables. I'm like, it would be amazing for you to have that because then you can show off your coil across the whole top of your board. It doesn't like awkwardly go halfway. Or I guess if you get a coiled cable going the other way on TKLs, that's fine, but it can get a little goofy. So I think, love you, Lang. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the best way to do this, yeah, you do this way. And I'm actually going to tape this in place with some tape again. Mr. Langlandia, great friend. Go check out his stream. He's got a fun little stream. Go give him a follow. So, going to kind of try and do this as easily as possible. I'm gonna like awkwardly work off screen for just a second. So, and I'm going keyboardless, so I can move this up and get this aligned properly. So first things first, as awkward as this is, God, how terrible would that be if I if I freaking got everything aligned and then just never plugged in the connector? It's like, well, shit. Guess I'll go just dig a hole and cry as I fall asleep into it. Go. There we go. This is the part that gets a little tricky, and we get out our handy dandy little multi-tool tweezers. And then I'm going to use this to kind of hook and play with it. So it plays nicely. That's not playing nicely though. So let's get because that's the problem. There we go. That out. My apologies for not talking as much. This is, it's a little complicated. This is not the easiest thing in the world, but it's not the hardest thing. We'll get there, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting there. JDK devs. Nice ocean waves, exactly. Langlandia is awesome. He's a great community member, and I love how he brightens the community. He does. And he makes great key sets. The trifecta. Glad Jay changed the gasket design? Yeah. But that's why we prototype, right? That's why we round 1, round 2. Baca wasn't perfect the first round. It's very rare that boards are ever perfect, right? You even look at boards like the Bauer, where a lot of do you like being a streamer? I don't hate it. It's fun. It's a good little hobby to do. The best part about being a streamer is it puts you... It's like a great way to meet new people. I get to meet a lot of really awesome people, people that I would have never met. And most of the people that I hang out with, quarantine aside, the people that I hang out with more than anything are people I've met in this hobby. Chewy is my favorite streamer. Delphin, thanks, bud. Love you. That's what that's why you got it's over there cooling off on my little printer stand area. But and it looks like we got this in. There's a lip. I can see it. I can't see it from here. This is why I stream, because I can see the problem. So what I'm saying is get a complex camera setup so when you're building the keyboard you can look at an angle. I'm kidding. That's so kind that you got a new follower. Chewy and his wife carried me to a win in Apex Legends. Did we? Did we win? I don't remember. I'm sorry. I remember us playing Apex, but when you start saying, "Oh, we got a win," I'm like, "Time out. I didn't win." No. I do remember playing. I think I remember winning that game. So I've been loving the stream. Travis joining in, dude. I've been having so much fun. Like we've been playing. We'll probably do a do some community games here soon. Do something fun. One sitting, we took a win out of several matches. Hell yeah, dude. So yeah, I just like this. The best part about streaming is I get to meet a lot of people. This community, whenever I started, the best part about this community that I always thought was these streamers that, there was only like 5 streamers back then. Now there's quite a few, and that's a great thing. But is you could always reach out to these streamers and just be like, "Hey man, I have a quick question." And I always tell myself, now sometimes I am not the best at responding promptly, and I apologize. That's just because this is not my full-time job. But I've always been like, just respond, talk to people, because, and someone even said, "I don't really want to bother you at all." And I'm like, dude, I'm sitting here watching my wife play Pokemon. Like, you're not bothering me at all. Just, like I have my keyboard world life. My keyboard world life intersects a lot with my friends and gaming and all that stuff. And, I love doing this with Osiris, of course, because Osiris and I have been best friends for like 7 years now. And I mean, he was the best man at my wedding. So it's something that we get to do together a lot, because a lot of our interests outside of keyboards, I mean, they're gaming, but a lot of our games, Osiris plays Overwatch very competitively. I don't play Overwatch very competitively. So a lot of our interests, while they used to intersect a lot more, they just don't as much anymore, but we have streaming, and that's just something that we've been able to share and enjoy together, and that's something I love. That's something that's never going to be taken away from me, because we're a great team. Yeah. Do we argue? Absolutely. We get into fights, we get into arguments, but we're friends. I think the fact that this will never end in an argument, Mechs on Deck would never end in an argument, is because we don't treat Mechs on Deck as the entire friendship. It keeps us together and talking a lot, but we don't treat it as the entire friendship. We treat it as something that we went into together. So it's never going to end on a fight, because at the end of the day, we know, we know that this relationship is based off of a friendship first, and then this keyboard thing second. Which one of you two got into keyboards first? That is a trick question. Technically, I got into PC gaming before him and mechanical keyboards before him, but he got into custom keyboards before I did. So I got him into PC gaming, and in return, he got me into custom mechanical keyboards. I told him, "Oh, you should buy a mechanical keyboard. I know people like duckies, so get a ducky." He bought a ducky. But when it came to like custom builds and stuff like that, he was like, "Oh, you should try it out." And so I hit him up, and he built me my first keyboard. So, all right. Is this gonna fall? Probably. Good. We got a little tuck job here. Where's my? There it is. Sup, my dude? My guy. Kowalski. So we're just finishing up, just doing some touch-ups before we screw everything in. So he told me literally glue this to the top. I didn't. Not because I'm actively going against something he said. That's just, I didn't have glue. So let's get some of these in. See what we got. And yep, hey. It's hard to screw things in when you don't have the right bit. Or even a bit at all. So this is one of those builds, because it's gaskets. Don't go into it going, I need to screw this thing as tight as humanly possible. You know, we're literally clasping pieces of rubber. We're clasping a piece of carbon fiber closed with pieces of little rubber. So it's not something that needs to be like so freaking tight that, you know, you're not putting on a car tire that, you know, it's like make it borderline impossible to undo. But you still want to make sure it's snug. Lindsay, how you doing, man? Wrapping this up. My hope is that I don't turn this board over and the gaskets just like exploded out of the board. And there it is. We dropped something. We dropped a screw. It's gonna happen. So if you're wondering why there's tape, I put it there to keep everything nice and in place. This is like super weak tape, although I pinched the tape shut into the board. So let's loosen that up and get that bad boy out. It's just extra gasket, right? What are we building? We're building a J-01. It is a, let's call it like a 69% keyboard, kind of. I mean, it's a 65% plus 8 extra keys. So, which obviously that would equal 74. So like maybe a 74%. I don't know, 72%. So it's a big boy. It's an isolation gasket mount, which means that the board literally sits inside of rubber on the inside of this keyboard. And there we have it. Boom. Well, hold on. Should we wait for the pin rail at the end? Should that be like the fine, like get the caps on and then put the pin rail in? Or do we put the pin rail in now? Pin rail? All right. So let me hide myself. I'll just zoom in some. Like I said, so this has been used for a while. This is not a brand new build. So it looks super clean. And by clean, I mean like the builds, like the board just looks awesome. It's a little messy, a little dirty. I'll get it polished up. But I really like the look of this build. It's also really fucking heavy. Hold on, let me stop the wobble. And what are we putting on here? What are we putting on here? None other than motherfucking grain. All right. Because I think grain is going to sound excellent on this board. It's going to sound excellent. It's also going to look excellent. Make the keys alphabetical. You won't, man. I would legitimately struggle with that. Like, because the profiles, holy shit, the profiles would be all sorts of just terrible. I almost put a shift and a control. I can do that. I'll have to look at the F rows. Vertyui. U. So when I grabbed my keys for this, I definitely grabbed stuff for a non-split backspace. You and I are together always. And then I realized that I was like, oh, this is actually split backspace, which one, thank you, because split backspace is best backspace, but two, I'm actually gonna be able to use. So I asked him, you know, hey, after I build it, do you mind if I hold on to it for like a week just to kind of experience it and get to play around with it? And he was like, yep, absolutely. So very excited to use this board for a hot minute. Hi, I want to learn how to make keyboards, but I don't have any money for it, and I also want to make custom keycaps. Are there any equipment I need for it? Also, is it easy? This is my first time watching you, and you seem great. Well, thank you. Luke8Zombie, thank you for watching. You are. Let's see. So you want to make your own keycaps. Well, technically you don't need anything to make your own keycaps if you can get them, like, if you can go through the interest check and get people to like it, then they'll run a group buy and you'll be able to get your keycap sent to you. But you can also go, there are like websites like WASD keyboards that will, like, if you want to make like your own kind of custom key set, it's not going to be the highest of quality, but if you're just looking for the colors, you don't really care about the quality, then you could do something like that. If you want to make keyboards, you are going to need some, I just realized the 2 is pretty off on that one too. We'll go through grain here in a little bit. You are going to have to spend a little bit of money because you do need a soldering iron, unless you're building hot swap boards, but if you're getting a hot swap board, you need money for that as well. So yeah, it's going to take some money. If you're really interested in getting into the hobby, I would suggest saving up some, get yourself like a hot swap board and get your first build going and just practice. So yeah, I would just keep at it. Some tough skin, yeah. If you're gonna design, definitely. People are gonna go, JK lol, you're terrible. You know, it's unfortunate. I mean, I feel like every hobby has that. If you're creating something, you know, people told me that they hated the Baka. That's fine. That's not for everybody. You know who I made the Baka for? Me. I made the Baka for me and no one else. What is a hot swap board? Well, a hot swap board means that you can build a keyboard. You can build a keyboard without having to worry about soldering. So they have the sockets are under the keyboard. I just realized I didn't grab any of these keys from the set. Awesome, Dave. Good job. Great. So that just means that you can just pop the switch right in there. It's hot swap. You can quickly and effectively get it in, get your switches in without having to solder. I have a Moto Speed CK62, but I don't know if that's hot swappable. Does markers work on making custom keycaps? You mean like coloring your keycaps? I would try on some cheaper keycaps. That is what I didn't even grab arrow keys. What the fuck, dude? What am I doing with my life? So we're doing... Alright, so here's the question, chat. So, do we do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or do we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? That's... I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter because these are my keycaps, so it's not gonna be a big thing. Just some cheap blank caps. I mean, if it's like an ABS or a PBT material, like Sharpies would probably work. Odds on the left. Got it. Evens on the right. All right, that's what... I guess I could probably also, like, you know, just plug it in and see what it's set up for. Sorry for everyone who heard the Windows theme or the plugin theme and questioned it. Yep, odds on the left, evens on the right. Good job. Guys, Lindsay Parnell, next big keyboard streamer. Coming at you, 2021. I'm grooming my replacement. Wait, do you get sponsors to give you keycaps? How would I sell keyboards or keycaps once I've made it? No, I bought this. I bought this keycap set because I was supporting my friend Lang who designed this keycap set. What you do is you design keycaps as like renders on the computer, and then you do an interest check. So you put it out there and see if people like it. And if you have enough people saying, I absolutely will buy this 100%, and enough people like it, you kind of pitch that to a vendor. And then if the vendor sees that as, okay, I see the appropriate response, and sees that as something as a risk they'd be willing to take on, then they will accept it and go, okay, well, let's get the group buy set up. And then they set up for a group buy. Depending on the caps that you have, it can take anywhere between 6 months to a year and a half to get your caps to you. So yeah, it does take a hot minute. So just a heads up, it takes fucking forever. Also, check out T-Pain's channel on Twitch. Is he live right now? CF Kaner, let me know. I'm gonna grab some caps. I'll be right back. All my streams are sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Play now for free. Just so people know, we are not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Yes, but couldn't I just sell the caps or keyboards on eBay or something? I mean, you could go buy keycaps, or you could make them if you wanted to, like, custom make them. I mean, you could, but it would be difficult. I don't know how much you would get. I mean, you could go build a keyboard and sell it on Mech Market, but you'd have to buy it for inexpensive and then turn around and flip it if that's what you're trying to do. You're not going to make a lot of friends that way because people don't like when you do that. People are not fans of the flippers. So let's see. I guess I'm missing some keycaps from this. From this whole thing. Is there a third? Oh yeah, there's a third one. Why am I not using a red enter? What the fuck is wrong with me? Alright, so we do function. What else do we want to do? I guess I don't have the page up, page down that I need, right? Maybe I do. Does that look right? Yeah, that's right. Never mind. And then shout outs to Mist. Well, you know, before we put the L on there, let's get that space bar off. Let's get this ugly green gray space bar. You would just want to customize your own keyboards if you can. I mean, you can. I mean, I'll be honest. If you're looking to make, like, if you're doing something where you're just like, I just want to make a quick buck, this hobby might not be the best place if you're looking to, like, design stuff. But if you're looking to actually make money, it takes time, effort, and money to design these keyboards, go through a prototyping phase, and build. So, like, well, I didn't I technically did for the Squid, but this is, T-Pain isn't live right now, hard rip. So this is the Baka. I designed this keyboard with a buddy of mine, Blind Assassin, and made it to fruition. And I got enough people that said, hey, I think that's going to be a good board, and we were able to buy it. I didn't make the keycaps, just the board. So it does take a lot of work. It's not something you can kind of just do overnight for the custom hobby. Now, you might be able to find, like, there might be some other enthusiasts of, like, gaming enthusiasts that might enjoy something that you might do. But yeah, Keyboard University is a great one. Although that link is probably not going to work because it says Keyboard University. But if that's something that you want to do, then go through the proper channels, learn everything about the hobby and all of that, and you'll be able to learn these keyboards, and you'll be able to have, if you're a great designer and you design a great board, people are going to buy it, and it's going to get talked about. It's going to get hyped up, but it takes time. If you just want to color some keycaps and make something look cool, there's nothing wrong with that, but you're not going to be able, you might not find a lot of people in this part of the hobby, the custom mechanical keyboard part of the hobby, where it's, a lot of people, a lot of my friends, myself included, a lot of us are kind of set in our way, so it's a little bit harder to branch out and get people to branch out. So it does hurt your wallet. So there it is. Ooh, this thing looks dope. Also, I just elbowed the shit out of my desk, so sorry for the wobbles. That's a beautiful keyboard, if I do say so myself. I'm excited to get typing on this bad boy. I'm happy with it. I'm excited I get to use this. I told him, I was like, just give me 1 week. I just want to use it for a week. Sound test. We're about to do a sound test. I'm just going to get some of this stuff. If you've joined my stream before, I don't like a messy workspace. I like my stuff to kind of be clean. Not do a Lindsay test, slam it on the desk. I'm good. I think I'm okay without that. Where is your A keycap? My A keycap? Oh, I have the A keycap. Here. This is my keycap. My A is right here, but it's grain. AE for life. My keyboard uses Gatoron blue switches. What can I do to customize my keyboard, and how can I find out if it's hot swappable? Most likely it is not hot swappable. What keyboard is? I think it's most likely not hot swappable. If you open it up and you look at the bottom of it and there's little bars on the bottom all across every single switch, then it's probably hot swappable. If it's I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, trucks. But if you look on the bottom and there's little solder joints everywhere, then it's not hot swappable. You're not going to be able to change it. With a board like that, you might be able to desolder it, which means you'll need to get a desolder pump and a soldering iron. And then you might be able to lube those switches, but they're blues, which means they're not going to be 100%. It's not going to be the greatest thing in the world. You could change the switches, which would be nice. But all of that, you're running the risk of screwing up this PCB. So give me 1 sec. I will be right back. I'm just going to finish tidying up. I will be right back, guys. So before we do a little sound test, I'm going to hit ! food in the chat. So my wife was my lovely wife, my amazing wife, because we can't do a theme with every set because boodle dub exactly. We can't do a theme with every single keyboard because sometimes like Peaches and Cream worked out great because it's literally food, and Cafe, it's literally coffee. So we decided to do something, so we went with the color grain. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put grain on this. Let's do something. So my wife's making this dope like matcha drink, a matcha latte, I believe. So I think it's gonna be coming in here in just a second. Chew Man, what's up? This build is looking clean. Thank you, Joe. Crafted Cables. Is this? I don't want to give away where you're from. Did I talk to you about stouts the other day? Does she sell her baked goods? We haven't figured out the best way to like sell them and ship them. Grain, eggs, and ham would have been really funny though. You did indeed. Hell yeah, man. Welcome to the stream. I know you have been unable to make the weekday streams, but welcome, man. Welcome. That's a little off. Hold on. I'm gonna like awkwardly fix this. So should do just local first. That one, Brody. If you are local to Dallas, PM me on Discord, and we can set something up. We can absolutely set something up. We've sold some stuff to like friends and family. Well, family typically we just give them, but like we've sold some stuff to like coworkers and all that. But and then right now it's really goofy. Right now it's really goofy because of like COVID. We can't like bring it to work and be like, hey guys, check, because you're not supposed to be really sharing anything. So it's just a little goofy, but I'm going to get this latte real quick here in just a moment. But yeah, go check out her Instagram. My wife does amazing, makes amazing food. It's like a lot of times it's very vegan and health friendly. So Joe H, Crafted Cables, thank you. And I'm looking, and it looks amazing. So here we go. Ooh, this is why I love my wife. This is here. I'm trying not to spill it on this desk mat, but oh, look at that. This is a matcha latte. It doesn't really match grain, but it doesn't have to because it's delicious anyway. And I don't have a way of taking a picture of this. I'm gonna try and take a good picture of this for Instagram. Little live picture. A little live picture. We'll do our best. I'm gonna even put the cafe board in there because it's kind of like coffee, right? Now that's some nice, damn nice grain tea. Grain tea. Hell yeah, there it is. It's a grain tea latte. Grain tea. I'm gonna put it on the. No, it's already legal. Let's get.
Looks delicious.
Looks delicious. Functional, thank you. Functional, I haven't seen you in a while. Here, let's... If this gets on Instagram, I don't know. But if you see the picture and it looks like I'm doing it live, hell yeah. Alright, let's give it a sip test. Oh, fuck, that's delicious. Oh, smooth, delicious, great. It's great. Sorry. So yeah, guys, we'll have a post. This keyboard is not set up for the split backspace, but go follow her on Instagram. She makes amazing food and posts about it all the time. And she posts like recipes, and most of the recipes, because I'm there most of the time helping or measuring or doing whatever, I'm able to do most of her recipes, except for the ones that she doesn't really post, which is the ones that she's just like, I just eyeball everything. And I'm like, and those are some really, really good ones, but already followed. Thank you, Lindsay. So let's get a typing sounds, because I already have heard this before. I'm going to unplug it because I don't do the typing tests. You guys don't need to know how bad I am at typing. So once again, so this is first and foremost, my disclaimer for typing tests are I have two desk mats on the desk. It is an IKEA Linman desk. It's particle board. It is going to sound different to everybody else. It is going through a dynamic microphone into my computer, streaming and being compressed into Twitch, coming through your speakers of multiple different kinds. It's going to sound different in person than what you're going to hear, but we'll see if we can pick up a nice thing. We got Gateron inks lubed with Cristo 129, GPL 104 on the springs, a carbon fiber plate. This is isolation gasket mount on the J-01. Here we go. Sounds solid. Spacebar, I might need to touch up some of the lube on the spacebar. It's not like rattly. It just, I can tell that based on the sound that it just needs it's one of those like pop the spacebar off, lube the sides just a little bit more. No, it sounds really good. It sounds really crispy. But yeah, like Jay, well done. Good job. Excited to see the revisions. So here's one thing. Let's go in depth really quick before we wrap things up. Let's go in depth on grain real quick. Now, I love Lang. These were not Lang's. This is not Lang's fault. I'm going to sip here and drink my matcha latte. That is delicious. And stir in some of that homemade whipped cream. Ooh, it's like hard to stir because that whipped cream is just, oh, I love it. I love it. So right here, the T is off. You can kind of see it's a little, we can go further. The T is just a little bit off. And then I noticed the 2, the spacing between the 3 and the 2. If you look at the difference between like the 2 and the 3 right there, the 3 is much closer to the key to the side, where the 2 is a little bit more spaced out. I did get an incorrect B key, but this is the correct one as I was sent one, so I was happy that they were able to send me one. But those are the issues that I really saw. I think, kind of the L and the K, you can tell there's a little bit of a difference. So in finicky, I'm not impressed right now. The colors look great. Lang did a great. I mean, I'm not unhappy with these caps. Because looking at it, it's like when you sit there and really look at it, yeah, you're going to start being able to find all the problems. But first glance, I'm like, it looks great. It looks clean. I love it. I think Lang did a great job with these colors, so well done. Let's see. So Lucade Zombie says, bruh, I don't know what to do because I really like practice marking stuff or at least customize keyboards, but I don't know if it's a good investment for a hobby. Like in school, I'm doing engineering, making a storage thing for like desks that I could put keycaps and O-rings in. So I thought it would be fun to edit keyboards, but I don't know. See, the issue, I think, is it's not as simple as it might seem. There's a lot of work and trial and error that goes into... Hold on. There's a lot of trial and error that goes into designing keyboards. Sometimes things don't work out. Sometimes things, on paper look like they would work out perfectly, and then they don't. So just what I would do is when I might press pause on the idea for right now, wait a little bit until COVID stops, or at least is under control enough, and go to a meetup. I think that's your best bet. Go to a meetup, see what the hobby's about, see if anybody in your area has keyboards. There's hundreds of Discords for keyboards, lots of local markets. Go into the Discords, find where you can start meeting people and start finding these keyboards, because just designing a keyboard before testing a lot of different keyboards is not going to, you're not going to be able to see what you like, what you don't like, and what you think would work. A lot of things in theory might work, might sound great, but end of the day, it might not. So who knows? Anyway, guys, thank you. I'm going to wrap it up here real quick. Who are we going to stream? Ooh, so Kimchi Jody Boy is going to be joining us next week, so we're going to go pop into his. So, guys, so next week we got our normal stream Tuesday, and then, sorry we missed last week, but this upcoming week we got Tuesday. Kimchi Jody Boy will be joining us on Wednesday, and then Osiris will be building next Saturday. Thank you for everyone for coming to the stream and watching. Great stream. Have a good afternoon. Enjoy the matcha latte. Dude, I'm going to enjoy this matcha latte to the fullest. Ooh, now that the whipped cream's mixed in, it's even better. So thank you guys. And let's go. Hold on. I started talking too early. You hit me up later if you. Oh, trust me, we'll be gaming. We'll be gaming. We'll be gaming, guys. Get Among Us. Honestly, not sponsored. Unsupervised gaming will absolutely happen. Sorry, this is taking me forever to set up because I'm taking my time. There we go. There's the raid started. So thank you guys. Go enjoy some Kimchi Jody Boy. He's got some great stuff. If you are not watching him, go check out Nathan Kim as his brain slowly turns to mush. So thank you guys. Let's hit him with, let's see. Let's hit him with the See You Wednesday. Thank you. Buy a Switch tester.